Minix here with Timmons Group. I'm here today with Kathleen Halpaus. She is in our Prince George office over here in the Tri-Cities area of Virginia. Really excited to kick off a live discussion today with you just for a few minutes. Ahead of the holiday. Yeah. Kathleen has been with the firm since 2003. Kind of went a different direction for a few years and missed Timmons Group so much that she came back. And we're really excited to have her back since 2020. So thank you for joining me today, Kathleen. I know we're going to chat about a few things. I'm going to chat about one of the larger, like super large scale projects that you're working on right now in Hanover County, Lutron Electronics. So we've got this really neat expansion of this facility going on. I think originally 145,000 square foot facility, and we've tacked on a 149,000 square foot expansion, which is what you're working on.
And it's actually adding a second building to their campus. Yeah. So creating a campus, which has been really exciting.
Fantastic. And we're really, we've been a long-term, Lutron has been a long-term client of ours. And particularly, you have a unique background with them because you had worked with them previously outside of even this project. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Lutron has always been, so this is actually a manufacturing facility for them in Hanover. And so they've always done great business out of their Hanover facility and have always needed more parking. So we've actually historically worked on trying to get them more parking spaces on their current campus or their current site. And so when they were ready to expand their campus and actually add another building, they reached out to us, and it's been very exciting to be able to work with them on, kind of a larger scale. So.
Absolutely. And I'm going to share my screen so that, let me move this really quick, share my screen and you can walk me through some of the renderings that you have. You were showing me earlier.
Yeah.
2 seconds. Let's see if we can. No, it doesn't want to show up. Isn't that funny? No. How technology works.
No, one second it works fine, the next second it doesn't.
It never fails. It absolutely never fails. So while I'm doing this, though, tell me a little bit about what sorts of, have you had to do any grading? I mean, what are you working on in particular?
Yeah, so the site actually started out with an interesting challenge in that we realized after, when we first talked to the county that we were in an overlay district. So we're really close to Ashland. Mm-hmm. So we're part of the site is in the Ashland overlay district, and that, there it is.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience on that.
Yeah. So we actually had to go through a special exception process because, so let me describe the site a little bit. So on the right-hand side of the screen is their existing building. Right. So that's the existing building that they're using right now.
Okay.
And then on the left is the building that we're in the process of designing for them.
Sure.
And to the far left, there are some loading docks, and they really needed the docks at both short ends of the building. But that end of the building is in the Ashland overlay district, and we're not allowed to have loading docks facing the road. So we had to go through the process and, just walk them through Lutron through the process of getting the special exception so that they could have those parking, those docks there, and we're just going to landscape the heck out of it. And so that's kind of how we started the project.
Right.
So, since then it's just been working a lot with them to get this they just really want this to be a nice campus.
Absolutely.
And so getting it to look nice and be functional has been what's been important to them.
What's very striking already, because you've got this beautiful property that butts up to the, like a natural preserve there, essentially. And then you have easier access. And then this is this like a bioretention pond over here on the far left? What?
Yeah, we got really lucky with this site in that the stormwater management for all of this area has been handled by 2 basins that are off site. Wow. So we only had to treat for water quality on site, which is amazing. That's unheard of in these days of the tightening regulations. So it was actually a little bit more fun to design it from that perspective.
Fantastic. Yeah, but you had just a little bit more leeway. That's really great. tell me this other piece of property up here. What is this? What's going on up here?
So right now, we're actually working on a second project that doesn't show up in this rendering to expand their parking yet again for their first facility.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of that property will be used for that, but they've been thinking about and plan to make that an employee amenity space. So they want to have a walking trail there between the two buildings. On the rendering, below that, you can see that there's kind of like a plaza patio pavilion area. So they really just want to make this a really nice area for their employees to have breaks. They can have company functions, and so it's been exciting in the sense that it's not the typical industrial, throw it in there and fit as much as you can on the site project. It's been a project that we've been able to be a little more creative with.
That's fantastic. And you really can tell that, I mean, even just from the rendering, it's very inviting. And then, all of this potential up here too. I'm not sure what's up with that property, but
yeah, so I don't, Lutron doesn't own it now, but who knows what the future could hold.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're really excited to be doing this work for Lutron, and in conjunction with Hanover County and Hanover County Economic Development Authority. They've been really fantastic partners of ours throughout the year. So we'll just keep them coming. And then I wanted to scroll down, and this is the other rendering, just as you're driving into the property, onto the site.
Yeah, and just kind of that, that's showing it was to show the county how we're going to landscape, and we really are blocking, it just, like I said, it gave us an opportunity to be a lot more creative and a lot, just kind of plugging in that extra landscape and green space. And, it just feels nice to be developing something that, is going to be functional and beautiful at the same time.
Absolutely. And, we're building these, really fantastic facilities, and Richmond, the Richmond MSA has just a really robust industrial industry here, and which we love. But at some point, we do also have to replace some of what we're doing with a little bit of green space. So I appreciate that you're doing that in this project, and that you've been such an advocate for that.
Yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been a nice balance.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, what's next on the horizon? Any other fun projects that we should keep an eye on that you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some big industrial projects that we're kicking off in Prince George, and we've got, we've been working with Scannell up in New Kent on their property. So, it's kind of an exciting time to be vision casting for what might come to the area as far as industrial is concerned. So like you said, this is kind of it's kind of a little bit becoming a hub, we're 64, 95.
The coast.
Exactly. I mean,
2 hours from DC, a few hours from lines all over the place. Yeah,
the Port Authority has been doing a lot to bring more commerce through here. So, we're just such a great location. So I'm excited to be doing more of that. We've got a little bit of other things mixed in. We do a lot of work down here in Prince George and Chesterfield, and working with kind of the local developers, and that's a lot of fun too. Working on some of their commercial sites, and it's the variety that I love. Where I can work on a huge project, and I can work on a 2-acre project in the same day, and you just never get bored.
I just absolutely love that. And, that's part of what we do, I guess, at Timmons Group really is in that company culture. We're really investing in our people and making sure that no one's ever bored, and no one, everybody's loving what they do. And I'm really happy to hear you say that. It's very enlightening and exciting for you to say. And then, we're, I guess, making that transition to company culture. You've been talking about how the next, year or so has been really exciting in terms of the work that you're going to see. But I know that this past year has also been really exciting, more on a personal level for you. You have a new baby.
I do. My little boy, Parker. So he was born in June. He is adorable.
Can confirm, have seen him in person. He is definitely going to be a charmer. Already is. He's super handsome.
Yes. Yeah. I know that between the eyes and the smile, I'm in big trouble.
So is everyone else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Parker was born. He was born in San Diego, and I'm in the process of adopting him. So it's just been a beautiful, beautiful process. And being a mom, it's just a whole new adventure for me.
Yeah. Well, and what makes me even more happy, you and I had a conversation about this. We were at the Squirrels game.
Yes.
I know.
That was big outing.
Yes. Yeah, that was the last time I saw little Parker, but I'm sure he's grown since then.
So much.
Like a weed, right?
Yeah.
But, you and I had a conversation just about how open and welcoming and supportive Timmons Group was throughout that entire process and ongoing still for you as a new mom.
Yeah, I mean, undertaking the adoption process is a lot for me, but it's also a lot for everything that I'm connected with because it can be very unpredictable. And Timmons Group has been great with, being flexible with me, like, when is the baby going to be born? When do I need maternity leave? I got great maternity leave as part of the adoption when he was born, and just, yeah, I mean, they make it so that family is first.
Yeah.
Even still, when he was sick, he had a cold in October. When he has a doctor's appointment, they're just always willing to work with me on scheduling. I hear people, my boss won't let me do this. My boss won't let me do that. And I'm just so thankful that I'm with a company that really is family first and can be flexible with me.
Wow. I appreciate that. Also, but I mean, I'm not a mom, but I can only imagine the impact that has had for your new journey of motherhood.
Yeah. It's just nice to know that in those moments that you're most needed, you always want to be there with them. Mm-hmm. But in the moments when you're most needed, you can be.
Absolutely. So. And, I didn't even think about, mentioning this too. We were on the Women in Design Committee together. And so, you and I think along with a vast majority of women at the firm, though, we feel really strongly about making sure that our, those benefits are reflecting the real needs of parents. And I'm really glad that Timmons Group was able to do that for you. And I know that was a huge conversation that we had in the Women in Design Committee last year.
Yeah. And I think it's not just for women, the company as a whole has just been really great about, just the diversity of the employees. I love the changes that they've made to maternity and paternity leave, giving the men some time off too. The floating holiday that we're getting now that is kind of acknowledging that we can't cover every single religion or belief system or, and so giving people that flexibility, like it's been very encouraging, to just to see the diversity and then feel how Timmons Group is encouraging that and embracing that. So.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. It's no wonder you came back.
I know.
In 2020.
I don't know what I was thinking leaving, but
no.
But it was nice to be welcomed back so wholeheartedly, and to just be in a position where I just feel like I'm really, a part of the team and important to the company, and that we all are.
Absolutely. I fully believe and mirror that also.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. Kathleen, is there anything that I didn't ask you about that you would like to have the chance to speak about? I always give everybody that option as we're.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the one thing would be, if you're looking for a job, we're hiring. Yes. We could use some help down here in Tri-Cities. We're not that far away from the city. Yeah. So feel free to check us out. So.
Not far at all. Prince George is a beautiful area. And we have such a really great presence down there too, I think.
Yeah.
And so your clients are very local.
Yeah. Yeah. We, like I said, we have the pleasure of doing business on, with national clients and local clients and everything in between.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kathleen, this has been a wonderful conversation. I really appreciate your time. And I hope you have a great Thanksgiving if I don't see you before then.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody.
Follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. We do these conversations about once a month at the least. We're hoping to do some more. So stay tuned and thanks for joining us. Bye.